When coach is ready,
Exactly.
we will let him up with the opening statement, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Okay. I'll just start by highlighting some of the positives. I thought that the guys were in it, and that seems like it would be more and more of a challenge as we go through the games and the losses mount. There's a lot of pressure on the guys. My message at halftime was got to somehow relieve the pressure and celebrate the good moments that will happen. We're always going to have good moments in games. Doesn't matter who we're playing. And I thought we did that and came out with some intensity and resolve in the second half, and got the punt blocked and a score on the board and made it interesting. But in the end, we're really challenged right now in terms of our adjustments to our quarterback situation. I always wanted to put it out there that my job is to believe in the guys and find them a path to victory, but it's really difficult. Seems like to get a new quarterback ready in a week, which has been our challenge the last few weeks as we get further and further down the quarterback depth chart. I think that we didn't give Caden Box maybe the greatest opportunity in terms of protection. I don't think it's all on him, but it just seemed like that's not the direction that we were going. We weren't successful that way, so that's why Kiai came in, and thought Kiai was doing the best job of moving the ball, but in the end, we just can't play so challenged on offense and play lights out, shut down defense. That puts a lot of pressure on. We do realize on defense that we've got to hold a team to single digits right now to win, and so we're playing a very aggressive form of defense, and that puts guys out on islands. And you saw what happened today. We had some guys out on islands and left our corners out there, and they got beat on a couple of occasions, but they played hard all day. The defensive guys, I thought the special teams brought a lot of effort. I thought the offense brought a lot of effort too. Just came up well short of the victory.
We'll open it up to questions.
This is probably an oversimplification, and I imagine if you knew, you would address it, but what's this team missing? Is it missing something, or is it kind of a more widespread, or I guess however you want to take that?
Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, we're missing a better plan for the players we have, and that's really difficult. So I think you know me well enough to know I'm always going to put it on us as coaches. I'm always going to believe in our players. I believe in their abilities and their ability to get better. I'm here to win. It is painful to lose. My first priority is winning. My credibility as a coach relies upon winning, and yet I'm not only here for winning. I'm here to help these boys on their journey to improvement, and that still remains a honorable, valuable goal and purpose for me. And so that's our task, is to find a better way for our current players to win. And obviously the quarterback positions, we've got injuries all over. We're not unique. A lot of teams have injuries, but fairly unusual the way that we've gone through quarterbacks here early in the season.
Coach, question for you. This might be better served for Walter Schein, but with the quarterbacks rotating in and out so much, kind of the murmur throughout the stands was it felt like there wasn't any time for any one quarterback early on to get a rhythm. Was that the game plan, is to switch out as needed, or what was kind of the mindset of switching the quarterback so often?
Yeah, Caden as a running threat is challenged. He's a pocket passer. And then Kiai is challenged as a pocket passer. We've got to get him opportunities to get out on the perimeter, to get quick game going, to have play action passes. And so we're stuck in between a little bit. And when we weren't able to get, the plan was to go in and have Caden play 80 to 90% of the reps. But when it was clear that we weren't able to move the ball consistently through the air, and I think Caden started out 1 of 8, which is not all on him. At that point, it looked like we needed to do more Kiai, but we still felt like that Caden could possibly give us the better chance of getting out of some long yardage passing situations. So I think the only rotations that we had going kind of after that point where we made the switch to Kiai was bringing in Caden in some obvious passing situations where we felt like that he might give us our best chance to get the ball down the field.
How disappointed were you in the running game early on, not getting it rolling?
Yeah, I mean, it was an area that we had to win. We had to run the football. Now, Cal Poly has been very tough against the run against everyone they played, and that includes Stanford. They're a pretty rugged front seven. They keep the ball in front of them in the secondary, so there's not a lot of big shots over the top, and we needed to be able to run the ball effectively. We thought we had a plan to do that. We thought we had the team to do that, but we did not get it done, and that put us into adjustment mode. And at that point, we just, like I said, in the end, we did not have the right plan for this team that we had out on the field to win the game.
Kind of on the flip side, without having the luxury of looking back at the film, what do you think Cal Poly did so well to be able to move the ball on the ground?
Well, I think they had the luxury of patience. First of all, they jumped out to a really good lead. I think they improved their running game. They played a few more rushers than they did. They were also really, I was impressed with their effort. They were coming off a bye week, and it showed. They looked fresh, and they looked fast, and they challenged us and created some good angles in our tackles. We missed some tackles. But we're also just playing with kind of the weight of the world on our shoulders right now on defense. Feel like we've got to pitch a shutout in order to win, and that's no way to play defense or football at all. We have to have more fun, and maybe this will be the catalyst for that. We've talked about goals all season long. I think goals are important. We've come up short on those. We've talked about resetting the goals here with conference play starting. We came up short today on what should have been our best opportunity here at home in the first conference game to set a season on the right track. And if there's a silver lining to coming up short there, it's just do you love football, and not necessarily about the next opponent or what we can achieve. Do you love football, and can we put together a winning effort week by week?
Coach, it's a team game, but obviously individual players' performance. You're dealing with that quarterback carousel. I mean, obviously it's not what you guys wanted, but it's what you've been dealt so far. Obviously you'll go back and look, I'm sure, and try to decide what you want to do moving forward. But moving forward, do you have an inclination as far as what you're planning on working on this week at that position as far as quarterback is concerned?
Yes, I think Kiai showed, I think over the last 2 weeks that amongst our available quarterbacks, that he's the right guy for the job. And we've got to help him design an offense around him. It's one thing we haven't done yet. We put a lot of emphasis into Caden this week, and it's a big task to get that done in a week. And love Caden, love the way he worked at it, and believe in his future. And he'll be an important player for us the rest of the season as well. But I think most likely just off the cuff here because you asked, and without watching any film, that seemed to me, that the way that we ended the game with the guy that we ended the game with, that's what we're feeling like is our best chance. And we did not have really a complete game plan for him because we had to put so much emphasis into a new quarterback after we lost Hank last week.
Sure, and that's what we were talking about. It was obvious that Kai has improved. He's got some good passes over, got some good yardage racked up. We saw his legs last week, down in Nacogdoches, obviously what he can do running. So that's kind of what we were thinking. If you're able to focus on a little bit more game plan for him for this week, obviously going to be a little bit better results on the field.
Yeah, we hope that's the case. I think he has earned that opportunity, and we did significantly increase the plays that he was involved in. You saw him do more this week than he did last week, where we got surprised with Hank going down. And there's only so many available reps each week, and so with Hank being a new quarterback last week, it was all about getting him prepared, and then it was all Caden this week and getting him prepared, and I think yeah, he probably deserves that opportunity, or he does deserve that opportunity.
Hey, Coach, you always talk about the tight ends and how deep you are in that room, but Charlie Garrison continues to make big plays.
Yes.
And you can see how good and the bright future that he has.
Yeah, so proud of Charlie, and he continues to make tough catches, continues to be really an excellent blocker for us, and we've got to build around him too. You know, we're sitting here talking about the quarterbacks, but that's really our challenge as coaches, is to build around all the guys who give us the best chance of winning, and I think Charlie's really shown that since the beginning of the season. Just been very, very steady. I don't think he's had a drop all year. He's made a lot of tough catches, and is really a leader for us in blocking as well. Tough, rugged, physical football player.
Coach, some key players made some mental mistakes that really hurt the team. You know, center put 2 snaps up in there that was not like him at all. Noah lost some coverage that got past him a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, as the losing streak continues, what do you do to keep the guy's mindset healthy going into another tough week?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I keep the mindset on improvement and try to model improvement myself. Try to make sure that the players understand where we as coaches needed to do a better job. I think a mistake like a snap like that, for somebody who's done it as much as Jack has, that's something he can take on himself. But you know, they're not inclined to really do that and work at it unless they have a model for that sometimes. And so we want to make sure and be honest about where we wish we would have made a different decision or coached something a little bit better. And those scenarios might not be that for Noah and Jack. Those guys have seen a lot of football. They've defended a lot of, Noah's defended a lot of deep balls successfully, and Jack's made a lot of successful snaps. So they know how to do the thing we're asking them to do. We just got to be patient with them and understand that everybody makes mistakes, and make sure that everybody shows up next week with an emphasis on getting better, enjoying the game of football.
Ed, this was my first time really seeing David Hogue playing it. He just didn't stand out to me as much in other games that I've watched, and he really played with a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and I didn't look at the stats for a little while there, but he had 3 tackles in the first half, 3 tackles for loss, 2 for loss, something like that. What is he giving this team right now? I know you talked about him a little bit in the news conference the other day, but now that I've seen him in person a little bit more, I want to just ask that again.
Yeah, he's bringing energy and enthusiasm, as you mentioned. He's bringing leadership because he's been through tough times, been through difficult times. Maybe you don't notice it, but there are players on the sideline on crutches, and guys that at this point in the season, every team's racking up a half dozen or more season-ending surgeries, and guys out there in boots and casts and things like that. And David's been there, and he's been there more than his fair share. And he obviously has ability, but it's as much a mental challenge as it is a physical challenge. And so he's overcome both of those and put himself in a position now where he's making a lot of plays. His opportunities on the field are growing because his progress as a player, both mentally and physically. So I think he's a tremendous leader for us, and really glad that he's got 2 years left.
Will you, as a staff, do anything different this week to kind of go forward through the rest of the season? I know you haven't had a chance to look at the film. I wondered if, as a staff, you might change things up or operate a little bit differently, and almost kind of hesitating to ask that question because it's just right after the game, and I don't mean to send up alarm bells, but maybe in just an initial thought process in your head, given what you've talked about a little earlier here in managing the guys.
Sure.
Might you do something different? Too soon to know?
Yeah.
That's an unfair question right after the game?
Not fair.
You know?
The easy answer is we always do something different every week. I can can show you that, you know, in terms of the video and things like that. But I think the way that you're asking it is, you know, we've got to be more dynamic on offense. We cannot put ourselves in a position where we're playing, you know, shutout defense every week to have a chance to win. We want our defensive players to approach it that way, but we can't call plays that way. So we need to be able to get more dynamic on offense, and Kiai being the guy that going forward looks like our best chance to win, then we have to design the whole offense around him. We can't throw out the playbook, but we need to tweak and adjust in a way that would be most beneficial to him. And if you were to ask me going into the game, do you have a complete game plan for Kiai prepared? I would have said no. I believe that as a, you know, if we have 2 quarterbacks or 3 quarterbacks that all have a pretty similar skill set, then all of them are ready for the complete plan. But there is such a huge difference between Kiai and Caden Box, and we had to decide after coming off 2 games in a row prior to this, so with 30-ish yards of passing, we had to decide what our best opportunity would be to throw the ball, and we just failed to get that done today.
Any more questions? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Coach.